Hello everybody, welcome to a Gundam TCG deck profile. This time we're going to be looking at the Gundam Exia, which is a really cool unit that I like to play with, and it's one of my favorites from when I was younger, so I definitely was looking forward to making a deck for it. This is a white and purple version of it, which is going to be trying to get the Exia out as soon as possible with sets on it ideally, while taking advantage of trying to put cards in the trash. So we're using the white cards to kind of help us get there ideally. So we'll start with the white cards that are kind of playing support in this situation. There's not a lot of them, but they do play an important role in getting the deck to work. So I am running 4 of the Overflowing Affection, draw and filtering, putting cards in the trash that you might need for Axia's abilities to go off. This is a very good early card to get right away and get popping. Definitely want to have 4 of that. And then I'm also running 4 of the Gundam Elfrid. The Elfrid is just a really good card for staying alive. With the 4 HP is really nice, really hard for your opponent to get around early. And once you get to the levels where Exia starts going off, then you don't have to worry about so much the blocking. So you don't need to swing with the Elfrid. You can be kind of a little bit patient, try to collect your pieces. Remember that you have suppression, you have some good attacks happening with the Exia, so you can be a little patient. You want to survive, you want to look at your pieces, and these white pieces, this package here will definitely help you do that. You can add some Rick Diaz, but like I said, we want to maximize the number of cards that are CB because they will get your abilities to go off better. So the filtering and the blocking is nice, but we don't want to go much further than that. We have a level 2 cost 1 O Gundam. I'm running only 2. You can run 4 if you want, but honestly, this is not a big deal of a card. Like early on, you just want to play kind of defense a little bit. And this is kind of a CB, so it's there for cheap. If you get it, you get it out. If not, it's no big deal. You can wait for your blocker, right? But it's a CB card. You can filter it out. You can do that, or be patient and wait for your bigger cards. That's fine. As far as playing defense goes, I'm going to talk about your base right here. At this point, the base is going to be the Ptolemies, which is a level 2, so you can play it very, very early on in the game. And what this card does is, while rested, friendly CB unit is in place, this base can't receive damage from enemy units that are level 3 or lower. So when you have one of your CB units out there and it's rested, the base cannot take damage. So it forces your opponent to start attacking your units rather than start going at the base and shield. So it plays pretty solid defense. I really like it for that reason. Keeps you alive. Forces your opponent to deal with trades rather than going straight up at shield and or base, right? So here is our survivability and early plays. But let's talk about our more important situations, which is going to start with our pilot. We are running 4 Tieria Erder. She is a CB, so she counts towards that if she's in the trash. It's level 4, cost 1, +1/+1. Not super powerful as a boost, but she'll play a role here of being kind of like the glue. The link ability here is destroyed. If it's your opponent's turn, then this is a CB unit, draw 1. So you can force your opponent to attack one of your CB units and get the draw from that, which the Ptolemies works really well with that because it forces your opponent to hit into it. And so along with the Tieria, we run, of course, the cards that are going to link with her specifically. The Gundam Virtue, for example, level 3, cost 2, not a high level card. So you can play it somewhat early. And then while you have a CB pilot in play, it gains blocker. Basically, if you have Tieria, this is a blocker for 4/4. You do have to wait until level 4 so you can link, but that's okay. So you can have a blocker that doesn't cost too much and can link with Tieria if you have it, right? Very nice. Continuing on to the other link card, we're running 4 of the Gundam Virtue from set 3. You can activate it as a main and run support 2, so you can get this card rested so that you can have the Ptolemies still going off, so you can't get hit by weaker units other than tokens. And on top of that, when this unit deals battle damage to an enemy unit that is level 5 or lower, if you have a CB pilot in play, you can actually just destroy that unit. So this can play defense and kill something stronger than it. It's almost like a like a poison touch type of situation. So if you can get this, the point of these cards is really to just kind of die and take the enemy with them or draw a card. These are playing kind of defense for you a little bit and making your opponent have a hard time getting to your shield and base if they're out there defending you. So let's get on to the main event, which is Setsuna. Of course, we have Setsuna level 4 cost 1, not super expensive or high level. +2/+1. When attacking, well, this unit gets +1 attack power, so it's technically +3/+1. Very powerful attacks going off from Setsuna. But if you have 7 CBs in your trash, all of your CBs get +1 attack power, which is pretty incredible. That's a big buff across the board to all your CB cards, right? So everything would be +1 if you could get several enough of these, which a lot of these cards are going to be trying to do. We'll look at more cards that are trying to do that. Next, we have the Gundam Exia from the starter deck. This is a level 5 cost 4. At the end of your turn, if there are 7 or more CB cards in your trash, you can actually set up a resource and make it active. We have a couple of commands that cost 1 that we can trigger with that, so that's a really nice thing to have to play a little bit more defense, right, in the mid game. And then when paired, place the top 2 cards from your deck in your trash. If you move the CB card with this effect, you can draw 1. So more draw power, right, helping you out. You can draw with a couple different cards. You can pair it. You don't have to make it with, you don't have to link it with Setsuna. You can just pair it and get that ability to go off, which is really nice, right? And then of course we're gonna move on to the Gundam Exia Trans Am. This is a level 7 cost 6. So again, it's all about survivability, trying to stay alive. All of these cards are working towards that to try to get to the Gundam Exia Trans Am. It has 6 cost and it has suppression, meaning it hits 2 shields simultaneously. On top of that, when this unit destroys an enemy shield area card with battle damage, if there are 10 or more CB cards in your trash, you can choose one enemy unit with the lowest HP and destroy it. So when you check the 2 shield, you destroy something. Very good, very powerful, right? This is hitting for +3. Technically, this is a 9 attack power. Trans Am, there's nothing that can stand in its way. If you can get to this card, you're taking whatever else is in front of it out. Very powerful card. Very with the suppression and the capability to destroy something. This card is destructive. It wrecks havoc. I love it. You got to stay alive until that point, right? Another card that we run the Exia from the starter deck, which is not it's the vanilla version, level 4 cost 2. Not a super expensive card, but I like the fact that it does link with Setsuna, meaning that you can actually have a kind of early 7 attack power exile, right? That can attack and potentially, if you have the cards in your trash, give a boost to your unit. So a 7 attack power for cost of 3 in the mid game, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. You can take out some big guys with this, right? Things that have repair, things like that. So you have multiple targets for Setsuna. As you're filtering your cards in your hand, you want to make sure that, of course, you have the strongest one or whatever is better for the turn that you are at. Early on, you may not want to have the more expensive levels, but just keep filtering for the cards that you might want. Setsuna, of course, if you pick that up, you keep it in your hand because it's so good, and you have 8 plus 2, so 10 total targets for Setsuna to link with. Next, a little tech that I'm running. I'm running 2 of the Zahart's Galette, which is a level 5 cost 1. +2/+2, very nice boost. Very few pilots get +2/+2. But in addition to that, when you pair this unit, you can place the top 2 cards from your deck into your trash. If you happen to place a Vagan with this effect, you choose an enemy unit, it gets -2 attack. Probably won't trigger. The only way that triggers is if you trash the other one, I guess. But really what we're using it for is to trash the two cards so that the Exia, right? So that the Exias can trigger their abilities. If they're not there yet, of course, right? You need 10 cards for this Exia. You need 7 sometimes. This can help you get there. Together, the Exia, for example, and this pilot together, for example, when you pair the 2, you just milled 4 cards. If you did a CR, you draw 1. If you milled the other Galette, which probably won't happen that often, you get -2 on your opponent, and that's 4 cards. 4 cards that are going, they're getting milled, potentially CBs, and you're almost guaranteed to be triggering that by that point in the game, right? Next, I'm running 2 GN Armor Type E. Level 6 cost 4 blocker for 5/4. It just needs a CB trait. Either of the pilots will trigger it, so it's really nice to have a couple of these options available for linking with, right? So nice link, nice powerful link, nice powerful big blocker towards the end of the game that can do a lot. With the +3, that's 8 attack power if you have Setsuna, right? Very strong unit. On to the last steps, we have commands. I'm running 3 Looks of Determination, level 2 cost 2, early card, early command that, if you can't tell, unbursted, it just activates its action, which is that you can choose 1 active enemy unit that is level 2 or lower and destroy it. But if there are 10 or more cards in your trash, you can choose 1 active enemy unit that is level 4 and destroy that instead. I feel like I don't need 3 of them. This is a card that I could see going maybe into some more support white, for example. But I really like controlling my opponent's low level early game. This kind of helps towards the path of the early stuff over here. So I definitely like to have this command right now. I'm going to do some more testing and see if other ratios work better. But for now, we're going to look at determination. And our last 3 cards is the command Armed Intervention, a level 4 cost 1. On burst, you draw 1 card, so it's not bad to see it in your shields because you get to draw a card. But its other ability is in action. As an action, you choose one rested CB unit and change the attack to that one. So if you have a rested unit, you can basically pull the attack towards whatever you want with this card. So you can trigger the Exia's ability to restore 1 resource, and then this card is available from your hand as an action so that you can switch your opponent's attack over to whatever rested unit you have that can take the attack. Maybe ideally something that on destruction you get to draw or something, or you get to draw, or you get to have more things. So these guys going to the trash is not a bad thing because this will fuel the abilities of the Exia. So it's all trying to work together, right? I am thinking about cards or commands that may play a card from the trash because there's definitely going to be tons of cards in the trash. So those cards might work here, but they are kind of expensive. So you got to still make it to the late game, right? But we'll see. We'll keep testing. We'll see how it works. And if you have any suggestions, please let me know because this is a very experimental deck that I'm trying, but I really like conceptually what it's doing. All right. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.